They told me the stroke was mild, a small warning, nothing catastrophic. You were lucky, the doctor said, as if luck had anything to do with it. I didn't feel lucky lying there, half my face, refusing to move, my words coming out like stones rolling from a broken mouth. They said I'd recover with therapy, with rest, with calm, but calm has never lived in me. I was born with a mind that runs faster than my body ever could. Anxiety. They called it overthinking. Chronic stress. I used to call it caring too much. That's the lie I told myself for 70 years, that worry was love in motion. When I was a girl, my mother used to say, "You're such a little worrier." Rose. It means you have a big heart. I believed her. I wore my worry like a badge of kindness. I worried about my father when he worked too late, about my friends when they fought, or about my teachers when they looked tired. Then I grew up, married, had children, and the worry grew with me. It became a second heartbeat. Every time one of my kids coughed, I'd stay awake all night listening to make sure they were still breathing. Every time my husband was late from work, I'd start imagining headlights that never arrived. My mind was always busy writing tragedies that never happened, and the ones that did happen, I took them personally, as if my vigilance had failed to prevent them. I thought control could save me. If I planned everything, double-checked, stayed alert, stayed prepared, then maybe life couldn't surprise me. But life always surprises you, especially when you've spent it trying to stay ahead. The more I planned, the less I lived. Every day became a list of potential disasters. I never sat still. Even when I did, my thoughts sprinted laps around the room. I called it responsibility. I called it love. What it really was fear. Fear of chaos. Fear of loss. Fear of the quiet I didn't know how to sit in. My husband, Gerald, used to say, "You think too much." He'd smile when he said it, teasingly, but I could hear the exhaustion behind it. I wanted to stop. God, I tried yoga, breathing, prayer. I tried everything except letting go, because letting go felt like danger. My anxiety made me useful. You see, it made me dependable. It made me the one everyone turned to in a crisis, the one who remembered the birthdays, the bills, the doctor's appointments. My mind was a machine built to anticipate problems, and it worked perfectly until it broke. The morning it happened, I remember feeling off. My hand slipped when I tried to pour coffee. I laughed it off, said I was just tired. Then the mug dropped, shattered, and suddenly my right arm wouldn't move. My mouth filled with static. My words tangled. The world tilted. My brain, the thing I'd always trusted to keep me safe, had betrayed me. It wasn't exhaustion. It wasn't nerves. It was a stroke, a blood vessel burst, a lifetime of worry erupting all at once. My daughter found me slumped on the floor, half conscious, the phone just inches away. I still remember the look on her face when she said, "Mom, you scared me." And all I could think was, I've been scared my whole life. The hospital smelled like antiseptic and second chances. They told me I'd been lucky, that many don't recover. But the recovery isn't what you think. It's not just physical. It's learning to live in the slow lane after decades of speeding. It's teaching your hands to move again, and your mouth to form words again, your mind to accept that not everything can be fixed. The first time I looked in the mirror and saw the slight droop in my smile, I felt shame, not vanity shame, because I'd spent my life trying to appear composed, capable, in control. And now, even my face was tired of pretending. They say stress kills. They're right, but it doesn't always kill outright. Sometimes it just drains you drop by drop, until you're a husk of nerves and fear pretending to be a person. I used to think my worry kept my family safe, but all it did was make them afraid of my fear. My daughter told me once, "Mom, when you worry, it makes me feel like something's always wrong." I didn't understand it then. I do now. Anxiety doesn't protect the people you love, it infects them. Therapy helped a little. The therapist said I needed to retrain my brain to learn how to live without control. I laughed when she said that control was the only thing I ever thought I was good at. But one day, during a session, she asked me something that cracked something open inside me. She said, "Rose, what if peace isn't something you find? What if it's something you stop fighting?" I didn't have an answer because all my life, peace was something I chased like a shadow, never realizing it had been sitting quietly beside me, waiting for me to stop running. Now I live slower, not by choice, but by necessity. My right hand still trembles when I write. My words come slower too, like they're learning to trust me again. I spend mornings watching the light move across the wall, something I never used to have time for. It's strange how beautiful small things become when you're forced to notice them. I used to think stillness was wasted time. Now I see it's the only time that counts. My daughter visits every Sunday. She brings flowers, sits by my bed, tells me about her week. Sometimes I catch myself wanting to warn her, to tell her not to work so hard, not to worry so much, not to let the world steal her peace the way it stole mine. But I don't say it like a lecture anymore. I just take her hand and say, "You don't have to fix everything." She nods, smiles, and I hope she understands that I'm not just talking about her life. I'm talking about mine. I think about all the hours I spent preparing for disasters that never came, and all the moments I missed because I was waiting for them. I never learned to rest in happiness. Whenever something was good, I'd ruin it by worrying about when it would end. And now that I'm at the end, I realize the only thing that ever truly ended was my ability to enjoy what was right in front of me. The nurses say, "My blood pressure is stable now. I take my pills, do my stretches, follow the routine." But peace doesn't come from pills or posture. It comes from surrender. Real surrender, the kind where you stop fighting what already is. Sometimes, late at night, when the ward is quiet and the machines hum softly, I whisper to myself, "It's okay." Just that, over and over. It's a small prayer, but it feels like a new language, one I should have learned years ago. If you're listening to this and your mind never stops, if you wake up worrying, if your thoughts spin like a storm that never ends, please listen. You are not saving anyone by destroying yourself. You are not loving better by suffering more. You are not being strong by staying afraid. The world doesn't need another martyr of anxiety. It needs people who can breathe, who can rest, who can look at the sky without scanning it for danger. It took me 70 years and a stroke to learn that peace was never something I had to earn. It was something I had to allow. So let the world turn without your supervision for a while. Let someone else carry the worry. Let your body unclench. Let your mind wander somewhere soft. Because no amount of control can stop what's meant to happen, but a single moment of calm can change how it feels when it does. And if you can't find peace today, then just stop fighting. Sometimes surrender is the closest thing to peace you'll ever need.